Hey guys, welcome back to Crypto Mischief. Richie here, where I talk about my favorite thing in the entire world, cryptocurrency. That's right. So, pretty bad day for investors into BNB Hive or from a couple days ago into the Hamster Bank. We're going to be going into what happened to these platforms to make them go so quickly bankrupt, especially the BNB Hives, which didn't last very long at all, I think 20 days. And having a look at, I guess it's a post-mortem video. Don't like to do these, but I did promote them. As I said in the videos, we were paid for this. The money that I take for promoting these protocols goes into our treasury, which then gets paid out to our channel's NFT holders. We have 1,000 NFTs minted out, and that's what happens on this channel. So when I did make the videos, I did say that it's high risk, high reward protocols. I didn't expect the BNB to the BNB Hives to go so fast though, but it did. And also Hamster Bank as well, which did last quite a while, but it is done as well. So we're going to get straight into this and just have a look at what's going on. And then we're going to talk about why I think it all went wrong. Okay. So what's happening is you can come to the bnbhives.com if you're in it, and you'll see that stats are ticking up as they normally do, right? The honey is loading up. You would then see your honey here and think, okay, I have some honey to withdraw, but you come here and you say, okay, can I take my honey, please? Let's take my BNB out, but nothing will happen, okay? Now it's a bit confusing because we have here on the page, it says turnover 1,304 BNB, and then it says here 616 BNB. And you think, oh, there's 600 BNB left in the contract. Not the case. If you go on to BSC scan, you can find here the contract balance for the BNB Hives, and you can see there is 0 in the TVL. If you come to the analytics and the BNB balance, you will see that the TVL peaked on the 6th of December, and since then it has been slowly declining and began to severely drain on the 13th of December, right, and is now at 0. Putting in total that this lasted only from Friday the 29th of November until December 18th. So not even 1 month running, and it's done. Now, that is disappointing, of course, because that means that a lot of people who invested day one or who invested week one might not have actually ROI'd. I did some quick maths on this, and it looks like if you'd have gone in day one for this period, you would have come out with roughly 20 to 30% more BNB, right? But that's not taking into account the fact that the BNB that your bees were earning comes through this machine here, and it only gives you, for example, here I'm getting only 44% of that. So that would have been halved, which means that a lot of players who went in with small bags into this app in the first even couple days of it probably didn't ROI, and they're looking at a loss here. Why? Because the more BNB you put into this, the higher the APR you got. So for example, I managed to get to 229% per month, okay, which put me just in ROI. It's okay, but it's not fantastic. It should have lasted longer. I believe it did last longer last time, but it didn't work. And those who put in more BNB, of course, got up to 235% per month. Who filled up the Super B would have got 300% per month as well on that, which is insane APR. The APRs essentially drained the contract because there was too much people pulling out BNB and not enough BNB coming in. It's that old adage, right? They did not have external revenue pools to help the protocol. Nothing happened on the back end. It's an immutable smart contract. So there was no more BNB being put into the protocol from any businesses that the developers might have been running on the back end. And essentially that is game over. Game over for BNBs, okay? That sucks, but that's the nature of high risk, high return dapps. And let me know in the comments if you were in it. You can come to their Telegram, and it basically are people responding to this saying, oh, it's gone. We have here, I lost 4 BNB. People aren't happy, okay? Some people might be, but most of them are not, of course, because it's 0. And it's, some people have some suggestions. The referral should have been paid in wax and not honey, because yeah, as an influencer, right? Let me be very clear with this. I put a link in the video, a referral link for the video for the BNB Hives. Someone clicks my link and then it would populate as here honey, which I was then able just to pull out as BNB, okay? So by onboarding people, there was less BNB going into the contract and more of it coming to influencers who were talking about this. But that's how you attract large amounts of capital into a protocol. Large, quite large, but not huge. 402 BNB, so just under $300,000 was their rough high. Yeah, $300,000 was the high on that one. And it's done. And moving then, we come to your bots. We've been talking about this one for ages, Hamster Bank, right? Hamster Bank is dead. It went bankrupt. And they didn't put it on the bot, actually. You have to come to the Hamster Bank community to hear what happened. Essentially, on the bot, you can now not open it. You're not able to access it. You can't even look in the smart contract and see how much was left or how fast it fell or anything, right? So it's all very smoke and mirrors there. And you could see here that they put out an announcement a couple of days ago, official Hamster Bank, the closure of Hamster Bank. With great regret, they announced the closure of Hamster Bank. This decision has been made due to the challenging circumstances that have arisen recently. Unfortunately, we were unable to establish stable external sources for payouts. Our partnerships were symbolic and did not bring the expected dividends. The financial model of the project relied on constant influx of new investments, but the financial pressure on the project has now become insurmountable. Together, we have accomplished an incredible journey. They did last pretty long. Hamster Bank, I think it was around about 2 or 2.5 months, and it did pay out really well. I was well into profit with Hamster Bank, and like as always, the ton was changed and is sent to the NFT holders. And they had a pretty strange strategy with this. They tried to launch a meme coin while the contract balance that they knew was falling, right? Because they would have known that it was falling because they had privy to seeing these contracts. We as the investors weren't able to see what was going on in the back end in Hamster Bank. And of course, as this ton coin in the balance to pay out the stakers was depleting incredibly fast, they decided to try a couple strategies. They started putting out more and more higher APR hamsters. They had a 7.7% one that just came out just a day before it launched, where you had to put a minimum of 100 ton, which would be like $600 to get 7.7% daily. That's insane yield. And they tried to launch a meme coin. The meme coin launch didn't work to plan. They tried to raise 300 Solana for the minimum soft cap of it, and it didn't pan out. So they've now started to refund all the Solana to the investors who did go into the Hamster Bank meme coin, and they're going to do a fair launch instead for that. So not sure how that will go. On the back of that, they also launched a new bot just before the Hamster Bank went out of business. So let's take a look and see what's going on there. So the Beaver Bank was opened just before the Hamster Bank went bankrupt. This, of course, works very similarly, but it's on Solana, where you deposit Sol into the contract and you have choices of 3 beavers, which give out higher APRs. And they do have maximum return of 200%. I don't think Hamster Bank had that. And it does, of course, have a very juicy referral reward as well. So, you can, I'm in this, so I've got 0.3 Sol to claim, and I'm just going to grab that because we don't know how long these, usually with these kind of ecosystems, once something falls, then what generally happens is that, the house of cards begins to kind of collapse. So I'll just grab that Solana, put it in the bank. Okay, so it still works. You can still claim and invest into Beaver, but I would suggest, my suggestion for this app is a couple things. For the BNB Hive, big problem was, I think that the amount in the TVL wasn't properly displayed on the website. So it had turnover of 1,000 plus BNB, but actually the deposited BNB was up in the 300 BNB, and the drain was happening quite fast. So actually the payouts were large, and a lot of people might not have seen that. With the Beaver Bank and Hamster Bank, the problem that does exist is that we have no way to find what's in the back end here, what's the TVL, how's it performing, and that, of course, does bring in large investment. 20,000 people were inside of Hamster Bank, right? But it also means that there's no way to really sum up the risk level of what you're going to be investing in with these kind of ROI dapps. No external revenue again on Hamster Bank, and no external revenue that I know of on Beaver Bank as well. So why is external revenue really important for an ROI dapp? Let's go to our ROI dapp and have a look at what the important thing is. Okay, so this is Arbitrum Land, And we launched this coming on for 4 months now. It's 4 months old. It still has Ethereum in the TVL. I think it is over $40,000, I believe. And we'll have a look at it, okay? And you can read the white paper at the top of the site. But the most important thing about Arbitrum Land you should know, it is Ethereum in, Ethereum out. The Arbitrum is on an ETH chain. Again, this is a high risk, high return smart contract. But what I've done from day one since setting this up is I established the external revenue pools from my own pocket, right, to make sure that there are constant injections of Ethereum coming into this smart contract to support it if we go through times of high drain or high claims. And in times of high investment as well, they continue to inject as well. And it's working pretty well. I mean, it's modest in my opinion. So you can see here, we track everything as well. It's all on chain. You can find all of this working away. I'm going to show you where it is as well. And you can check the smart contract and see the balance of it as well, right? So these small things are really important, I think, to the future of the ROI dApp scene, okay? Because too many people are losing in these, and there are other opportunities in DeFi which can earn you comparable APR without even having to lock your funds, okay? The funds inside of BNB Hive and inside a Hamster Bank and also inside Arbitrum Land are locked. Once you deposit, you only get out the APR. So we come down here, we have the revenue pools, and I just have the information put here, right? So the injected to date is $4,000 that I've injected into the Arbitrum contract since it's been running. What happens is we have the pools of liquidity tokens here on the left. We have the chain that I've got them running on, and we have the value of these pairs on the net USD value. So you can see total value of all pools today is $24,700 working to earn yield to inject into Arbitrum Land. Then you can also see the claimable tokens that are ready right now to claim out and inject into the protocol to start building up the TVL. And that one is important because I want as many people who invest into Arbitrum Land to ROI as possible, right? It's very important. And we can then come and find these pools inside of Crystal, right? So this is where I run the business, because I treat Arbitrum Land as a business, okay? These are my funds, which are in these pools, which are generating yield, which I'm injecting into the contract, right? Which means it has to be treated as a business because I don't want to lose my funds, right? Of course. And we have here, the first pair is on the ETH chain. This is with Andy and ETH. You can see it here. We have liquidity of $4,091. That should match exactly here. It's a little bit out. Okay, I think there's a 6-hour gap of the updates. And we have earnings. We're earning 254% APR on this, almost 1% daily. And today, and the unclaimed fees that we have today are $292. So what I'm going to do just after this video is I'm going to claim out the $292. I'm going to turn it into ETH. I'm going to send it to Arbitrum chain, and I will inject it into Arbitrum Land. Then we can start moving through the other pools, which are on another wallet, just so I complicate things even more. Right, so we come to this one. We'll click here to view it. This is where the majority of our funds for external revenue are. And you can see at the top there, straight away, we have unclaimed fees of just under $500, which I'll be claiming out as well today to inject into Arbitrum Land. And these total $18,000 of combined liquidity. I have our positions here, ETH with EtherFi, which is earning 326% daily. Daily, I wish, yearly, right? So that's just under 1% daily. We have Pepe with ETH. We have Pendle with USDC. We have ETHGMX, which is currently out of range, so I need to rearrange this one. It's been quite volatile recently. And we have ETH and Arbitrum Land. I come through these, I just click them, and it brings it up. Then I come here to claim fees, and there we are. Here is $168 of EtherFi and $173 worth of ETH. I claim it, turn it all into ETH. I inject it into Arbitrum Land. You can watch the injections happen in our Telegram group, the Crypto Mr. Chat, link in the description. And you also see the investments going into Arbitrum Land through the bot, okay? These things are important for the future of ROI dApps because it makes it clear to every investor who's thinking about entering and not sure, and also any current investor who's thinking about sharing the Arbitrum Land referral system to other people so they can do their research too to see if it's a good investment. You can check out who's been investing under you by clicking here and seeing which wallets have been investing what. If they've clicked your link and how much did they enter, you can see it all on the site, right? important as well. So if you want to try and, you know, build your referrals by attracting people, because a lot of people like to do that with ROI dapps, but that's where the sauce is. Okay, so that's Arbitrum Land. So currently, you know, I can come here to invest to Arbitrum Land. I'm connected to Arbitrum chain. It will bring up my rewards. So for today, I have $100 of Ethereum claim out. I have 12 million nights because my Ethereum buys nights. I've claimed out 0.8 ETH so far from this contract, which is $3,100. My deposit was 1.13 ETH. Now, when Arbitrum Land started, Ethereum was $2,800. Now we're close to $4,000 in Ethereum's price. So it means I have already ROI'd with this. And because I've claimed out quite a lot, now my tax starts to build as I'm claiming out, which is another thing that BNB Hive doesn't have, right? As the balance of BNB Hive was coming down, all these wallets who would have ROI'd massively, the ones who went heavy in the beginning, are getting no punishment for continuing to pull out huge amounts of BNB. I mean, we're going 218 down to 167, so that's 40 BNB coming out in one day on this DApp. What happens in Arbitrum Land is, if I come then to claim, right, it's going to show my percentage ROI here, 72% ROI in the ETH I've put in and the ETH I've taken out, right? This means that my tax tier begins to change. So at the moment, my tax tier is 72%, 72% ROI. So my tax tier is a 10% tax. So when I claim out my ETH, that means that I'm actually losing my earning power because it's going to burn my nights, and my nights are my equivalent of how much control I have of the contract, how much Ethereum I can continue to earn from the contract, right? If I wanted to get back, you know, if I continue to claim, for example, so if I claim today, this ETH that I have, $100 of ETH, that's probably going to push me into 75%, which means then my tax, when I continue to claim, is then going up to 15%. So 15% of the value that I'm claiming out will be burned out of my earning power of my nights. And these things are important because everyone can win in ROI dapps. Not everyone can win, sorry. People always lose in them. But more people can win in these dapps if there are more tight restrictions on how much the largest winners can win, if you understand what I mean. But for me today, I'm not going to claim. I'm going to show you another great feature of Arbitrum Land, which is to compound. So I have the $100 of ETH and I want to compound that back in because then I can increase my earning power. I get more nights and I get more ETH the next time. But if you want to do that, I must then take more Ethereum, 0.01 ETH, which is about $40 at the moment, and I must invest a further $40 into the protocol to compound the earnings I have. Why did I do this? This is another addition to making sure that those people who want to use the awesome power of compound interest, right, have to pay for it. They have to continue to add fresh capital into the contract to make sure that the contract continues to last for as long as possible. So I'm going to compound today just to show you how it works. So I come here at compound. It's going to charge me the 0.01 ETH, yet $38. That will also buy me nights and give me more earning power. In addition to that, my other 291,000 nights are also going to be sent into that. And I just confirm there, and that will then register over in Castle Arb, and will show my new larger nights balance with the rewards moving out, of course, remaining in the contract and swapping into nights, okay, to earn. There are other protocols which if you are an ROI DApp degen, and if you're watching this far into the video, you must be, right? I do enjoy ROI dapps. They're supposed to be fun. They're supposed to, yeah, there we go. My nights have grown. My earnings are now gone, right? So currently there's 10.2 Ethereum in Arbitrum Land. Our all-time high was, I believe, 14 ETH. We can come then to the contract, click on that, and it's going to bring you to see the information on what's going on with the contract, okay? And you can start to watch and see what's going on there as well. You can see at 10.2 ETH, so $40,000 in the contract. All-time high, I think, was about 15 ETH. So it's going to go up and down. All I can do on the back end, as I showed you, is I can continue to use my personal funds, right, to back up the protocol, because that's basically what I think DeFi should be all about, right? DeFi should be about the developer. You know, there is a deposit fee on this, I've not made millions of dollars from this. I've made about $700, I think, from running it. But I went in day one. I've already ROI'd this. I'm not looking to just take the money all by myself and ride into the sunset with it. That's not how it should be. We should be building community ROI dapps, which are designed and working with best intentions to try and get everyone to make it, right? Everyone to make it. If you come to, let's talk about another one. So if you come here to at the bottom of my pools, you'll see I have one here in Paca Finance. So Packet Finance is ROI, but with a bit of a twist. So what they do is when you deposit your USDT into this contract, it's locked, but for a certain time, usually around about, I think it's 250 days. Yeah, it's a 250-day lock on your funds. And after 250 days, if everything goes well, you can get your funds back. You can see this one here, I locked 224 days ago. So in 26 days, I'm going to be able to take this 1,000 dollars, and I might hopefully be able to get it back, right? If everything goes to plan, then I can choose, oh, do I want to lock it again for another 250 days? It's earned me continuously for that whole time. It's done very well. So I probably will be actually just locking again and continuing to invest in this platform because it's been proven to be a worker, right? I have $161 here of USDT from this. I'll be claiming that today. I'll be turning that into ETH on Arb. I'll be injecting it also into Arbitrum Land. So you're going to see a large injection today. But I like this one because for two facts. One, you can see how much is in the balance for this platform. They have $4.8 million, right, in the platform. And you can see how long until your funds are unlocked, right? Everything is clear, crystal clear. Still high risk, but the risk is backed up with the ability for the investor to find out all the information they need to find out about it, okay? Another one we're in, this would be my Diamond Team V3. I entered into this one. This is going okay so far. The way that this works is you put Ethereum in on base chain, then you can compound it at 2% daily. And no, you can claim at 2% daily and you can compound at 1% daily. They don't show the balance of the contract for this on the site, which I really think they should, so that people can watch and see what's going on there. But you can take a transaction. Let's go. Base scan. Yeah, so there's 3.7 ETH in this contract, but it is higher than last week. So it has grown slightly, which is good to see. And then, you know, just to end this video, if you're like, Richie, I can hear you on the keyboard. You're like, Richie, stop talking about these ROI dapps. I like them. I like ROI dapps. As an influencer, one, it's a very easy way. I'm being perfectly honest with you here, right? It's a very, very great way to earn passive income for myself because I have such a large channel. I can make a video and I can pretty much guarantee that I'm going to catch referral rewards. But I told you that those referral rewards go to the community. I don't pocket 100% of them. And the point is that, you know, I enjoy them. They are financially beneficial. They are easy to use. A lot of people like casinos. A lot of people like betting on horses. A lot of people like betting on football. A lot of people like leverage trading. And all these things are risky, right? And ROI dapps are just as risky. The thing that I don't like is when you don't have the analytics on hand to be able to make a proper and experienced financial decision on whether you should enter or not. Because at the end of the day, go to BNB Hives. If you entered and you thought, oh, look, the contract looks great, but actually you didn't check on the back end what the reality of the contract was, that means that you didn't have the sources on hand to look at what was going on. But then I'm pretty sure now you won't make that mistake again, or you shouldn't, right? And again, with Hamster Bank or Beaver Bank, it's very hard to see what's going on. So how do we expect investors to react now that one of them has gone bankrupt? What's the fate of the next one? I've seen this 5 years in crypto, ROI dapps, right? I've seen this time and time again. It doesn't bode well. That's all I'm saying, okay? And if you're thinking, no, none of this is for me, I can tell you, like, for example, right, VFAT tools, liquidity farming, just like I was showing you on Crystal with the pools for Arbitrum Land. Here I have one pair on this wallet, Virtual Protocol. It's a hyped AI coin, right? And ETH. I sit it in here, $6,000. I actually put $4,000 in here. Now it's worth $6,000. I'm getting 600% APR, right? Oh, 2% daily almost, right? $100, $200 daily earning from just smartly using concentrated liquidity pools inside of VFAT and earning, right? So you don't even need to use ROI dapps if you're looking for high return on your investments now. You don't need to. You can train, learn how to use concentrated pools, and you can earn just as much money. And at the end of the day, you can take your deposited funds home, right? So it's more difficult. You know, you see a picture of a bee and deposit here and earn. Of course, a lot of people are going to be like, yeah, that's my kind of investing. I don't want to handle the ins and outs. I don't want to deal with the stress of rebalancing pools, finding the right percentages, the right ranges. What if it goes out of range? I might eat tax. Like, it's all of this can be too much for a lot of people. So there are other options for you. You just need to make sure when you're going in with your capital, decide which one is right for you. What's your risk level? How much are you willing to lose if you're going into a locked asset ROI DApp? And how much are you expecting to get out of it? How long do you think it's going to last? Can you see the analytics? You need to, all these things need to come through your head. And if any of those points are like, no, I'm not comfortable with this, or I don't like it anymore, don't want to do it, then sit down for a week, watch some videos, read some mediums, study up, even use ChatGPT, right? It's very good at concentrated farming, actually. It's great. And learn how to do this. And then you can also just run your business this way, right? Treat it like a business, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, interested to see the comments for this video. I wanted to be as honest with you as possible because there's no point sugarcoating anything at this point in the bull run. All crypto that we have, all coins that you have are valuable. They're all going to go up massively. And I hate to think that anyone's lost anything in any kind of contract. Peace. Crypto Mischief. Don't get wrecked.
Can I get my fast charger?
iPad charger.
Yes.
You want to say hi? It's on video.
Hello.
No, you're not there. It's over here. All right. Merry Christmas.
Chargers.